Hi everyone, this is George from Taikos X3M, and in this video I'll be guiding you through the Taikos X3M engine, our third major percussion library that focuses on the unique and authentic sound of the Japanese Taikos. I have loaded this instance of Kontakt and Taikos X3M inside Cubase, and I'll show you around. This library features a set of ensembles. Let me just click on right here on zone number 1. Set of ensembles, combinations, solo percussion, all of those recorded in position in Sophia Session Studio. What also makes Taikos X3M different is that they're far away from the cliche of Taiko percussion libraries. We captured a lively, authentic and really unique sound that will quickly add realism and groove to your music. As soon as I start playing around with samples, you'll hear what I'm talking about. So let me first guide you through the engine. This is the Taikos X3M engine. The X3M engine is something that we introduced with Thunder, and later on we did Tupan's X3M. So these are both also very different in sound and style percussion libraries. So you basically have 12 zones, which you can map different samples to. As you can see, by default, Kontakt has loaded 0 samples. This is the blank release candidate 2 patch, so we're basically pre-release at the moment. So as soon as I click on any of the zones, you'll see that the keyboard changes. So basically what you can do is you can load your own samples depending on the style of music, a specific project, and I don't know, specific template that you would like to do. So for instance, if you're doing an album and you want all the tracks to sound the same, you can load your percussion instruments of choice, to each of the zones, then save and load as templates. Loading samples is actually pretty easy. So you basically have to click on the zone, then go through the browser right here, choose a specific sample, just click on it. As you can see, Kontakt automatically loads up the samples. So basically all the memory is saved, and you can only put into your RAM as much instruments as you would like to actually use. So another cool thing is that for instance, let me just load up the mid ensemble. So what you can do is you have a bunch of controls that edit the sound. So you can load the same thing on the next zone, the zone number 2. As you can see, they're both trigger the same samples. But then the second zone you can actually adjust. Or you can just pan it. You also have transient attack and transient sustain controls. For instance, in my case, I have loaded the same samples. So if you adjust those, it will adjust the same, the same sounds. But let me just load something new in the engine in the second zone. For instance, like a combination. For instance, Shogun. All right, so you can adjust. Let's say we want more snappier attack, and then we want all of those to not be, with so much release tail. Then the same thing. So you can basically tweak the samples and create new sounds with just a few clicks of the mouse. Other options in Taiko X3M are the EQ controls, which are located when you click on the zone. So each zone has different EQ settings. So for instance, you can adjust on these low Taikos. You can put more low frequencies and mid frequencies, and decrease the highs. And if you adjust the pitch a bit, you now have a completely different sample, completely different sound. What else you can do is on the left you have a global volume controls, close, deca and whole. You have 3 microphone positions, but you also have separate controls for each of the zones. So for instance, you can adjust you know, the panning of each zone. Let's say that those low hits we want to have with more you know, deca, slightly less close sound, and then you can adjust the volume of the entire zone. And if I load for instance the mid sounds in a second zone and just pump up the close sound, you can see that these volume controls are completely independent. Another cool feature of the library is the built-in help. You can just click on it and a pop-up menu will appear with all the information that you need to start working. You also have a reset round robin button, which allows you to reset the cycle of round robins.